what you want.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is OXEvo. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing the top 10 Shinobis in Naruto Cross Boruto Ninja Voltage. Now, this idea came to me by my friend Lord Reckoning, and he originally had the idea of doing the top 10 ninjutsu in Ninja Voltage, but I decided to be a little extra and take it a step further and really evaluating the Shinobis. So I decided to do the top 10 Shinobi in Naruto Cross Boruto Ninja Voltage. Now, the way I put my list together is that I made a bunch of my Shinobis fight against Gaara, and Gaara specifically, because he has such a high defense that most Shinobis cannot one-shot him. Actually, I didn't even have one Shinobi who could one-shot him, so that's why he is the standard of who deserves to be in the top 10. So, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. Alright y'all, so for the first one up, at number 10, we have Sage Mode Naruto. What Sage Mode Naruto can do is that he can heal himself for 5,000, but not only that, it also acts as a range booster. So what that allows you to do is that it allows you to keep your enemy behind the walls while you can just defeat them. So that makes it a very, very easy job. You don't really have to worry about them hitting you with anything, even their ultimates. You can easily dodge it as long as you're familiar with your opponent's ultimate. So after that's done, once again, it's just very simple to defeat them, as you guys can see right there. Now the next thing up that he can do is that he can teleport through traps. So you don't really have to worry about traps once again, but you have to play it tricky. You have to wait for that jutsu to keep reloading, and that's similar to basically all of the other Shinobis who have iframes just like him. Now what makes Sage Mode Naruto extremely special is that you don't have to enter the room to use your ultimate. Because his ultimate launches, you can just go up to the bold line in the middle and just shoot it in and then walk after it's been activated. However, there's a little bit of a downside. You don't really get to kill everyone. So what I recommend doing instead is I recommend just going into the room and then using your ultimate after you gathered up everyone. However, there's still a little bit of a downside with that because Temari is a long range character. You don't really have a chance to kill her with your ultimate. Alright, so at number 9 we have Sasori. Even though I despise Sasori as a character in the show, I have to give it to him. He's a really, really great unit in this game, especially earlier on when this game was first released. His game style is very, very similar to Sage Mode Naruto's in the terms of that they can both hit through walls and their jutsus too. However, his range isn't as long as Sage Mode Naruto's, as you guys just saw. So the key to him is you use his poison and his iron hammer and you keep spamming down the enemy, and it works fantastic. The poison really does come in handy. It takes down, I believe, 10% of the enemy's health. However, it doesn't last as long as damage over time. Now his ultimate, unlike Sage Mode Naruto's, is 60 seconds, so that's why he gets the higher rank than him, because Naruto's is 120 seconds, so that's kind of a big yikes. And once again with him, his ultimate doesn't have a long animation, so you won't kill everyone in the room, especially someone like Itachi version 2. At the 8th spot, we have the original attack mission queen, Sakura, sitting there for the following reasons, because she's very, very, very versatile. She can be offensive and supportive at the same time. So depending on which jutsus of hers you equip, it's a very different outcome. If you're being more supportive, you're gonna have the defense down, the critical up, and the heal. If you want to be more attack, now I was a little stupid, I didn't equip her attack up, so that just made it a little bit harder. But for the offensive version, you really want to use her slug, her kick, and her power up. Now there's a few things to keep in mind with her. She doesn't have any jutsu that can really hop over any traps, so that's a very, very bad element to her. However, her ultimate, as you guys saw just previously, is very, very quick, so that allows you to kill the enemies without worrying about them moving away. So when it comes to the final room, there's not much to worry about, because keep in mind, she's a green character, which means she has high defense and high health, so you don't really have to worry about the enemy team defeating you too fast. So you really just want to gather up everyone kind of close to you. Her ultimate has a nice range, and you pop that and it hits basically immediately after you press the button, so that makes her ultimate amazing. Alright, so sitting at number 7 we have Minato, easily the fastest character in this game. What makes him so amazing is, as I mentioned previously, that he's extremely fast, so the enemy doesn't really have a lot of time to touch you. Now I don't have his kit maxed out like all the jutsus in the side, so his damage output isn't the greatest, but that still doesn't matter. He's so flashy that he can evade basically any trap except for the barriers, of course. Now, another thing to note with him is that he is a skill unit, so if you don't have his teleport, you can use the hop that already comes with him. And I also forgot to mention that with Sasori, that's what makes him really good too. He is a skill unit, so he can hop. Now, when it comes to his ultimate, I do not own his newest one, but the old one is still great. You can teleport up to the enemy, and it has a nice range, so you don't really have to worry about the distance. You will close up to them. When it comes to the final room, what you want to do is you really just want to walk around, run around. And after you kind of got them together, that's when you want to do your ultimate. Now, the range on it isn't huge, but it is nice, so you have to keep that in mind. The last person will probably still be alive. Sitting at number 6, we have the third Hokage Hiruzen, another skill unit just like Minato and Sasori. However, what makes him a little bit different is that he has a jutsu that does damage over time. Now, as I stated previously, damage over time does work a little bit better than poison, so that's what makes him even better than Sasori. His kit can also hit through the walls except for his shuriken jutsu. Now, his 4-star is really nice. It does multi-hits, and you can keep quite some distance and it will still hit the enemy. Now, what makes Hiruzen extremely special is that he has the fastest cooldown time for an ultimate, so you can really spam that. It's a 45-second cooldown time. If you synthesize, it's even lower. And another thing is that it seals the enemy, so it gives you more time to defeat them. Now, I did die here because I don't have him leveled up that well, but that still doesn't exclude him from being an amazing unit. At number 5, we have Pain, specifically his newer kit. Now, I personally don't own him, so this is my boy's Lord Reckoning's footage. So, even though I don't have him, I still know what makes him amazing. His new kit does have a defense down, and it is Almighty Pull. So, you will pull in the enemies, and they will stumble in, so that cancels them from doing anything that they do. I'm not sure if it cancels ultimates, but regular hits and jutsus for sure. Now, he doesn't own Almighty Push, but it is very similar to Sasuke's. I believe it's the same exact thing, so that combo of Almighty Pull and Push makes him deadly. Another thing is that he can seal people and steal their chakra, so you will basically never run out of chakra. And also, he's a skill unit, so he does have a hop, and also they have very high chakra. I forgot to mention that previously. And when it comes to the final room, his ultimate is amazing. When you activate it, all the enemies will run towards the giant meteor falling down from the sky. And what that means is that they will not be able to dodge it. So it's really nice. It's almost guaranteed that you will hit everyone. At the 4th spot, we have the king himself, Uchiha Madara. And what makes him so amazing is his vast amount of things his kit can do. So his 4-star can do damage over time, which is simply amazing. And it takes down really nice damage as well. Now, he also has a 3-star that does a giant Susanoo pops up and slashes down his sword, which is also really great. Now, what makes him even better is that he has a counterattack move. And what that does is that when you activate it and the enemy hits, you blow out a big area of wind and it casts defense down, and I believe slowdown or critical down. I'm not so sure what's the other effect. Oh, and I almost forgot that that counterattack can block against ultimates as long as it's not a multi-hit ultimate. But it does boost your damage to the roof, and I just love it. He is okay for attack missions, but he doesn't really have a way to hop over tracks except for his regular hit. The last move, it jumps up, and that sometimes can work. Now, what makes him simply amazing is his ultimate. Now, it's such a wide range that there's no way to really run from it. Like, when you activate it, that's it. It's game over. You're dying. Alright, the time has come to talk about the top 3 in Ninja Voltage. In 3rd place, we have Wandering Ninja Sasuke. Now, his kit is very aggressive. Every single one of his jutsus does have a knockback, and not just only that, his 3-star Inferno Style Flame Control can cast defense down on the enemy, which just gives you an even bigger power boost. Now, don't forget that he is a purple unit, which means he's evened out in almost every area of stats, but that does leave him with a little bit lower defense than I would like, so he does die fairly quickly. Now, another thing to know is that his 3-star Chidori can act as a teleport, so that's also very useful and why he's amazing as a main. Now it's time for the final room. In the final room, he's a beast. His ultimate has such a long range that you can be on the other side of the room and you can still hit everyone as long as they're not doing their iframes. And in 2nd place, we have the original PvP king, Mr. Itachi, right here. Now, I don't own him personally, so this is my little sister's footage, but I can make some comments about him, that his shurikens work at full capacity only when you're super up close to the enemy. Now, that's a little bit of a disadvantage because if you're just about to kill your enemy, then there's a chance that he or she might activate that ultimate, and that's just not good. However, he's still just so strong that he has to deserve the second place, especially with his new kit. He has a damage over time. Now, he also has the ability to teleport all around, so you don't really have to worry about traps unless you get stuck into a barrier. His ultimate is great as well in the final room. The range on it isn't super wide, but it is very wide, and it does steal the enemy. I believe it's like a 40-50% chance that it steals the enemy. Now, even though he didn't kill everyone, because he can teleport around, he should be pretty safe from everyone in the final room, and that's why he deserves second spot. And now, the moment we've been all waiting for, the Shinobi who deserves the number 1 spot is Naruto. Now, if I play like that, he doesn't deserve the number 1 spot, but that's not the point. His combination of his new Shadow Clone Jutsu and his Harem Jutsu is so deadly that you do not need an ultimate to kill an enemy at all. Now, of course, you can use the same argument with Itachi. However, I've noticed that Naruto works just a little bit better because you don't have to be so close up to take down the full damage. Now, even though I was close up to Gaara there, the Shadow Clone Jutsu has such a long range that I'll show it right now when I'm going to activate that trap. You don't have to be close up in order for it to take down damage, and that's what makes it so good. The downside is that in the final room, you have to be extremely close for his ultimate. That's the only downside I have to this character, besides him being a red unit and having low health. However, the animation is nice and long, so it does kill everyone. Now, when there's one more person left, I don't have to be worried because my Shadow Clone Jutsu will kill that last enemy in one shot, especially if it's not a defense type character. So that's why, in my opinion, Uzumaki Naruto deserves to be the number 1 Shinobi in Ninja Voltage. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, the top 10 Shinobi in Naruto Cross Boruto Ninja Voltage. Now, I know that a lot of you will disagree on some of it. However, in my opinion, these deserve to be in the top 10 simply because of what they can do and each of their kits have, because damage over time is a big game changer now, and also defense down really matters a lot, especially if you're trying to win in attack missions. However, these top 10 aren't just for attack missions, they're for overall. A lot of these units that I have mentioned are extremely useful in surprise attack mission as well, so they have more than one purpose. Also, even when you're just doing regular special missions, these are the characters you really want to use. So there are some honorable mentions that I just couldn't record, either because I don't own them or because I don't have their full kits and no one I know has it. So the honorable mentions I have are Tobirama. He could easily replace Minato as well, and also Oji Sarada, the little Sarada. I know, that little girl, we all know how OP she is now. She can die so fast when you're up against the right enemy, and that's why I didn't decide to put her in the top 10. So yeah, that's just it. Like, she can die extremely fast because she just doesn't have a great defense or health. So that concludes it, y'all. What do y'all think? If you agreed with it, hit that thumbs up, comment down below. And if you didn't agree, let me know why you didn't agree down below. I want to know other people's opinions and who they think are really good in this game. So if you enjoyed that video, y'all, please hit that thumbs up, comment down below, and hit that subscribe button on your way out as well. And yeah, that was it. I hope to see you all next time. OXEvo is out.